Hello, good evening. I'm Peaceful Nik the Medium. I'm an evidential medium. I specialize in helping people heal or continue on their healing journey. I give evidence in my readings. I give healing messages. Hi, Patricia. So glad you're here, and everybody else who's logging on. I have this crazy curl I can't get rid of. I don't know why it's sticking out. Thank you for joining. I'm excited. I do kind of wiggle in my chair a little bit, so don't mind that. That's just me kind of getting rid of my energy. And hello, hello. Hi, Martha. Hi, Holly. Hi. Okay, so my first question is, hi, Sally. My first question is, tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're from. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Oh, I have a lot of lights up. You know, the older you get little wrinkles and, flaws. Hi, Dawn Marie. Hi, Carrie. So tell me where you're from. I live in Central Florida now. My husband and I relocated from the Bay Area right outside of San Francisco in August. Um, and it's been 100 degrees all week. The humidity isn't bad yet. But I imagine it will be getting bad. I think tomorrow the high is 90, so that's sort of reasonable for this time of year. Myrtle Beach, been there. I have a couple of friends that live there actually. Connecticut, Carrie's from Connecticut. Hi, hi, hi. Ruth, Columbia, South America. Wonderful. I bet it's beautiful there. Debbie's from Bluffton, been there. My husband and I raised our boys in Savannah, Georgia. We lived there for 15 years. Oh, happy birthday, Patricia. Hi, Nikita. So tell me where you're from. And I was giving my introduction. I am an evidential medium. My name is Nicole Willett. That's my human name. My mediumship name, all my socials are under Peaceful Nik, N-I-K, the Medium. I do have a Peaceful Nik the Medium Facebook and YouTube. I also have a TikTok. That's where I have most of my followers, but I'm not real happy with that app. Hi, Jane from St. Louis. As you know, I was born in St. Louis. Melody from Virginia. Paula from Portugal. Cindy. Felicia, LA. I'm going to LA in July. I have a big science project I'm working on at USC. I'll be there for about 10 or 12 days. Thank you, Patricia. I try, I appreciate you saying that. Most hi, Vicki. Most healers are come from trauma, and their antenna go up and they're always kind of like on the lookout, so they become empaths without knowing it. I knew I was an empath, or found out I was an empath, before I knew I was a medium. And yeah, it was a journey. But anyway, I have a science, communication, and education background. So I taught science in high school and college for about 20 years. I also work for an organization where I'm a director of education programs for an international organization, and that's my other job besides my mediumship. So I do mediumship full time, and I do the education outreach, science outreach part time. Felicia, happy birthday month. You live near USC. Yeah. I would love it if you would like email me some hints and tips, because I'll be there for like on the campus for a full week, teaching a specialized design and engineering design class. Oh, and by the way, all of my 20 to 30-minute readings, which they almost always are 30 minutes or more, are only $50 for the month of June. Peaceful Nik the Medium at gmail.com for email. Let's see, peaceful. I'm going to type it in. My website. And my email is just the same at gmail.com. All readings only $50 for June. My readings, just so you know, the difference, I don't know how to pin that. Oh no, I don't know what I did. I don't know if that's pinned or not. I don't know. I touched it and so it turned blue. I don't know what happened. Um, if you could still see me, say hi or something, because I don't know if I knocked myself off here or what. But my readings were $150 for a very long time. And what I noticed, I randomly, about a month ago, I was talking to, hi Melody, hi Carrie, hi Vicky. About a month ago, I was talking to a medium friend who, hi Jane, who, thank you guys. Okay, I'm glad I didn't knock myself off here. I was talking to a medium friend of mine who every once in a while does a special where he like reduces his prices for a day. And so I put that out, and within an hour, I had 3 weeks worth of bookings. Instead of just doing it for a day, I was planning on doing it just for a day, $50 readings, and I ended up with 3 weeks worth of readings off of that one email I sent out and post. Hi Wendy, hi Cindy, Liz, thank you guys. So I thought there's a need for people to get healing, but there's also a problem with everything being so high priced right now. And I would rather heal people, or not, I'm not healing them personally, but I would rather allow them to start or continue their healing journey at a much lower price than only get a few clients a week at a higher price point. I just would rather do it that way. Oh, thank you, Martha. 4 of my friends already had readings with you since I shared my reading with them. Wonderful. Yeah, I've been booking a lot with this $50. I think I've hit a niche where people really, they want to get readings, but the economy, so it's not the economy, it's the prices of everything. It's the companies raising prices on everything. So people can't afford to do the things they want to do anymore. Most regular most regular people. Oh, I want to show everybody my plant collection. If you haven't seen my insane plant collection, I keep going to the store and buying more plants. Good, Martha. Thank you. Good. Yeah, so I will be only doing readings about half of July and about half of August because I'm going to be traveling so much. And the first 2 weeks of June will be limited because I'm starting an international student contest Monday for my science job. So yeah, yeah, Liz. Yeah, I understand. I mean, I'm not rich. I don't have millions of dollars and live in a mansion. I live in a normal house in a normal neighborhood. I've worked a normal job for my entire life, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs. So yeah, it's not easy right now. And yeah, you can see it when people and I know this is off topic, but thank you, Patricia. My I've been saying for a few years, I believe, and you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? I believe that people are charging on credit cards. Most people, I believe most people are charging everything on credit cards, everything fun, like going out to dinner, going to yes, purple is my favorite. Going on a vacation, going on, hi Robin. Are do you guys notice people are charging everything on credit cards except necessities, which some people are charging necessities as well. I just think there's going to come a point in with the credit companies and the loan companies, like people are going to end up with the low salaries across most of the country and the high rent and mortgages and interest rates. We're going to come to it's going to be a problem. 1 a.m. in Portugal. Oh, thank you, Nikita. I appreciate that. Violetta, I saw the purple flowers. Is that an iris? It's an orchid. The one up there. I think it's an I think that's what it's called. I think it's an orchid. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Your daughter's name is Iris and she loved purple. Yeah, purple's been my favorite color since I was a little tiny kid. They don't know how to budget. Yeah, some people don't, but some people work really hard and get paid very little. Oh, my grandma, purple Felicia, hi. My grandma, purple is my grandma and my mom's color. Yep. Hi, Linda Marie. Hi, Catherine. Angelina Palestini Luck is watching. Hello, hello. So, I already asked where you guys are from. Hi, Pam. If you've had a mediumship reading before, just give me a yes or no if in the comments if you've had a reading. If you have any questions about mediumship, put those in the comments because I want to answer a few questions before I start the readings. Hi, Damon. Liz says yes. So if you've had a reading, say yes. Christina, yes. Melody, no. Also, while everybody's answering that, don't, even when I do readings tonight, don't put any personal information because sometimes you'll get a little scammer that comes on lives and watches this, especially because this is such a big group. You'll get scammers on here and they'll copy down your name and information and they will send you a direct message or a private message and say, oh, you have such a good energy, blah, 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 blah. I'm drawn to you. That's the best. I'm drawn to you. And it's like, those are all scammers. No legitimate medium or psychic is ever going to send you a message, a private message on social media and say, I'm drawn to you or grand rising, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever give those people money. Never, never, never. They're always a scam. If you want to get a reading from someone, and if you're on my email list, I sent it out. Last week, I sent out a list of how to know you're getting scammed or how to prevent from getting scammed. And that's one of the things. Never answer a direct message. Okay, so I've got some yeses and no, a bunch of no's. Jane, yes. Lisa, no. Pam says, how do your readings work? Do you mean on the live or my one-on-one readings? Because I do them a little different. So on my one-on-one, when I do a one-on-one reading with a client, I always I introduce myself if they've never had a reading with me before, and I tell them how I work. Like I draw on my little notepad, and I say, if I ask you any questions, say yes, no, maybe, or I don't know. I get little nose itches when spirit comes around, so I feel like they're showing up. Like my nose will start itching like crazy, which is happening now. And on lives, there's a couple of different ways, Pam and everybody else. There's a couple of ways I do readings on lives. I used to ask for first name and relationship. Then I started doing cold readings on lives, but that seemed to take a really long time to do because it's like going back and forth on the chat box here because some people can't get on the live. If I can bring you up on the live, I will. I don't know if this group allows that or not. So we'll try that. I prefer when I'm doing my private readings, I like to see the person and hear their voice. And I always record my readings. So for my $50 readings, you get a full reading and you get a free recording of your reading at no extra charge. So, hi, Debbie. So on lives, I do it a few different ways. So they're usually 3 or 4 minutes. Tonight I might do the first name and relationship just for sake of time so I can get more readings in, because when I don't personally know that I've ever fully done spirit guided. I know you've probably seen those. Hi Rhonda, hi Debbie. I know you've probably seen mediums do fully spirit guided where they just say something like this. They'll have 1,000 people watching or 500 or whatever. I've got a grandma here who had a knitting needle and she had short curly gray hair and glasses. And then somebody will claim it. I don't do that because who doesn't have a grandma? Like out of 1,000 people or 500 people or even 10 people, somebody had a grandma that fit that description. So I like to make sure I give 2 or 3 pieces of good evidence, either things, personal objects, memories that no one would know, something specific. Like I remember I was giving a reading one time and the gentleman in spirit was a husband, and he showed me him in the coffin, and he showed me his legs were bent in the coffin. And I said, why are his legs bent in the coffin? And she said he was too tall for the coffin and they had to bend his legs to get him to fit in the coffin. Now, there's no way on earth I could ever know that. I didn't know this person, never met him before, met him when they came for the reading. There's no way for me to know that. So those are things that are really good pieces of evidence. Some connections with spirit are better than others. Some are really, really clear. Some are like, they're just telling me information and I'm just blurting it out. Some are harder to do. Some are not clear. Some are vague and I'm just getting snippets. So it depends on me and it depends on spirit. Hi, Courtney. So my next question is, what is the temperature where you are? It's been 100 degrees where I am all week. So what's the temperature where you are? And while you answer those, I will repeat a couple of things. All my readings for June are $50 for a 20 to 30 minute reading. Almost always goes the full 30 minutes, sometimes a few minutes more than that. You will get a free recording. 70, 74 in LA. Oh, I'm so jealous. 72, 71. You guys, that sounds awesome. 70s. And don't ever answer a private message from anyone claiming to be a medium or a psychic or a healer, Reiki master, whatever it is. Don't ever do that. Wow, lots of 70s. We got a real early summer down here. I think it's hotter than normal. Like 90s. Where are you, Martha? I can't remember what you said. 80s. Hilton Anita. Hello, hello. I'm in Central Florida, not far from Disney World, excuse me. 72 in LA, lucky. 16 centigrade, that's probably what, 65 Fahrenheit, something like that. 60 to 65, 80 in North Carolina. Hi, Nick, how are you? Austin, Texas. Martha, 28 degrees. Violetta's at centigrade Celsius. Angela, where are you in Florida? What part of Florida? Nick in the house. 90s last month, next week, mid 80s. Coastal Virginia. Cold. Okay. Fine, fine. Good to be here. Good. 31 centigrade. Yeah, that's pretty hot. 31. Isn't 72 Fahrenheit is like 22 Celsius or 25, somewhere in there. 100 San Antonio, Tampa. Okay. Get that ocean breeze over there. All right. So Any mediumship questions? Any questions about how mediumship works, spirit guides, dreams, how anything, any mediumship questions, and then I'll get to the readings. Hi, Michelle Mack. And when I do my readings, I don't really personally pick the person. The name sticks out to me, and I just know that that's the person I go to. How do you train, and did this start for you as a child? How long have you been doing it? So I will answer those questions. Okay, good. I always had weird stuff happen, psychic things, intuitive things my whole life. However, I am a scientist. I have a bachelor's degree in biology and a master's degree in astronomy, and I've studied a lot of astronomy and physics. My specialty is astrobiology, which is trying to find like microbial life, specifically on Mars. That's what I'm a subject matter expert on the planet Mars. Then about 6 years ago, I had two very profound and intense experiences where people who had passed away gave me information very vividly, very strongly, undeniably in my mind. And it happened a few months apart. The first one was very intense, and I just kind of blew it off as a one-off, but I validated all the information with the family. I've told these stories thousands of times. The second one happened a few months later, and I'm like, wow, there's really something to this. So I found a teacher and a mentor in the UK, and it was when right before COVID started, I think it was. Anyway, everything was on Zoom, so it was perfect timing. And so no, I didn't have these experiences. I did have an invisible friend that lived in my basement that I talked to every day, but I just thought she was real, and there she was there. So she was probably some kind of guide or something, but I didn't know that at the time. And so I've been a professional medium for just under 5 years. I've been doing professional readings. And my science background has helped me a lot. Nick says, can a person visit me in spirit while still alive? Yes. Yes. And that's a great question. We have an oversoul that resides in the spirit world. So only a tiny bit of our soul inhabits our body. And all of the information from all of the lives we've ever led, including this current one, is in the spirit world. And we kind of just get connected to a little piece of it. And so, yes, people, especially with neurological disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, coma, anybody in a coma, somebody who's close to passing, even if they don't have a neurological disorder, they can come and visit you. And you can learn to like astral travel and stuff. Do I see spirits? I have seen a couple of spirits, one extremely vividly. This was before I was a medium, way before. This was probably 20 years ago. Very vividly, very clearly in my house during the day. And I just thought it was weird and just kind of blew it off. Again, just like, okay, weird things happen, no big deal. But I have asked my guides and loved ones in spirit and all spirits, I don't want to see you outside of my head. It will scare me. I don't want to be walking down the hall at night and see a spirit standing there. Like, just thinking about it would freak me out. I have a very bad startle reflex. I have some PTSD from my past. So I've asked them not to show me. Now, maybe in the future, I may ask them to show themselves. Do I see them? I see them in my mind often, not every time. Sometimes they're very clear and sometimes they're blurry. And sometimes I just barely, vaguely get an impression of them. And it just depends. Every reading's different. Hi from Australia. Hi, Michelle. Do you tune it out? So when you get trained, you learn boundaries. So I don't, when I, like tomorrow, I'm going somewhere with my husband for the day. And I'm going somewhere where there's going to be a lot of people, and I don't want a lot of spirits talking to me all day because that would be awful. So my spirit team knows when I'm going in public, tune it out. I don't want to hear it. That's not the time for me to do readings. I used to have very severe anxiety in public, and I didn't know why. And now I know why. Because I didn't have control over the emotions I was feeling from all of the people that were around me that I didn't know. So yes, I do tune it out. Yep, Nick, your brother-in-law visited you a month before he passed. Yep, very common. Yes, yes, yes. Michelle wants to feel her mom. Be patient, do some meditation. So if you're trying to get messages or feelings from a loved one in spirit, learn to quiet your mind. Make sure you're asking when you're in a place that you're not going to be disturbed. Okay. I recommend, especially if you're a very busy person and you have a job and you've got kids and dogs and whatever, do it at bedtime and say, please show me a sign after everybody's in bed and nobody's bothering you and you're having quiet time, or you're in the bathtub alone. Get to a quiet place and start a conversation. You will, and same thing for you, Catherine. You have to get to a quiet place. I have videos on YouTube about this. If you go to Peaceful Nik the Medium, it's Nik, Peaceful Nik the Medium on YouTube. I have a playlist, Mediumship Learning, something Mediumship Learning on there, and I have videos about this. So let's see, let me go back. Hi, Jersey City. Jane says, when spirit speaks to you, is it their voice or yours? Theirs. It's their voice. And sometimes I don't hear any words, and I hear inside my head. So that's another thing I've asked spirit to do. I have heard spirits outside my head, but I ask them to do everything internal so I don't get startled, because I get startled easy. But yes, it's it's not as much the sound as the energy. So mediums have to really disseminate between their own energy. We do something called sitting in the power, where we sit and talk to our guides and our loved ones in spirit, and we learn how their energy feels versus how our energy feels. And that's probably one of the most important things to do as a medium, because I'm sure you've all heard or seen mediums who say terrible things about demons and spirits and souls being stuck. None of that's true. Those are underdeveloped or misinformed mediums. That doesn't happen. A lot of that comes from their own human fears and traumas that they haven't worked through and hasn't been developed. So it's more the energy of the spirit than the sound. But yes, it sounds, the cadence is different, the verbiage is different, the personality is different. You can really feel the difference once you are trained. It doesn't happen automatically. I mean, I probably did several hundred readings for practice for free in development circles in my classes, and just with strangers, friends of friends, before I ever charged for readings. You have to do the readings to learn how to do the readings. You can't just learn it and then do it. It wouldn't work that way. It's like doing one algebra problem and then the next day taking a test with 100 algebra problems. Jacqueline smells her son's scent all the time. Yes, that's clairalience. I think it's called clairalience, if I got that right. That's clear smelling. So I smell my mom's perfume sometimes. She died in 1986. I'll smell cigarette smoke. She also smoked. And I'll just get a whiff and I know she's just popping by to say hello. And she sends me doves. So yes, it's perfectly normal. When you smell it, just greet him and say hello. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy that you're here. And you talk to him. He hears you. You're welcome, Michelle. Debbie says, do you have to say out loud or can they hear it when you are thinking it? So if you are projecting your thoughts to them in spirit, they know it. They can hear it. Yes. You can say it out loud, but you can also say it in your head because you, and this is the thing I don't think everybody understands, we have a frequency of our energy. And we have like little radio, I say we have radio antenna. And when we project out our energy to our loved ones in spirit or our guides, they pick up on that. It's like they're looking on the, the old radios where you actually had to turn the dial in the old cars. They're scanning. And as soon as you project that thought out on their frequency, they can pick up on that and respond. Now, if you ask someone for a sign, it might not be in 10 minutes. It might be the next day. It might be 2 days later, but it should be within a couple of days. Carol, I have seen the signs Michelle has been sending. Wonderful. Jane, is it possible to hear them in your own voice? Sure, it is. Because especially if you're not fully developed as a medium. As long as, and this is how I tell all my students and all the people that ask, when you're communicating with spirit, and this is the example I always give, if you want to know if it's you or them, because you have to know, is it me? Am I hearing what I want to hear or am I hearing what they're telling me? I always say, the example is, if I ask my mom who's passed away, should I buy a Lamborghini? And I hear yes, definitely no, that's not her. Because she would never say that. So you have to discern between what you want to hear and what they would actually say. So it takes practice. So you can hear them in your own voice, yes, but you have to recognize the energy is different. Linda, great question. Why are some spirits stronger and can come through and some can't? Well, let me take a sip of water before I answer that. Every spirit can come through. If a spirit does not come through in a reading and a medium says they can't come through, that medium's underdeveloped or lying. I mean, just to put it bluntly, there have been, I've had clients who have said, I've had readings with, 10 mediums over 20 years or whatever it is, and my mom never comes through. It's not that she can't come through, it's just that she didn't come through to those mediums. Now, if you ask a trained and developed medium to do dial-up for, let's say, your mom, for example, they should be able to get her into the reading. There's no reason why a spirit wouldn't want to come through. It's just when you have a limited time in a reading, say 30 minutes, maybe somebody else needed to come through to give you a message in that moment. So it's not that they can't come through. That's not true. They can. All of them can come through. No spirit is stuck. No spirit is in hell. None of that is true. Sometimes I see flickering lights and I often see something or someone in the corner passing by. Yes, yes, yes. That can all be from spirit. I see a lot of stuff passing in the corner of my eye when there's nobody home because I work from home. So I'm here a lot. And the flickering lights is one of the most common ways spirit comes through to just say hello. Their energy, our soul is like a ball of energy, and it's super easy to move a ball of energy through a light because they can make it flicker because light's electricity, right? Energy, electricity, it'll just make it flicker. So yes, 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 yes. So when you see the flickering lights, whoever comes to mind as soon as you see that light is probably who that is. They're just bringing your attention. I'm here. I want to say hello. Dimes is very common. Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hello, Lisa, Christine, Jane, Eric. Is it all in English? I speak English primarily. I used to speak Spanish in my 20s, but I'm in my 50s now, so I did not keep it up, but I do know a few words. And I can understand a couple of words in Spanish, but if it's another language entirely, they spirit doesn't have to speak their language that they were human in, right? They can speak energy. So they can give me information and show me pictures and show me images or little videos in my head. They have intelligence to where they can give me the information and it doesn't have to be in a language, you know, Italian. I'm Italian, but I've never spoken Italian. I don't know a word of Italian, but they could still communicate with me if they were only spoke Italian, and I could still give the reading. It wouldn't matter about the language. Savitri, is it possible that after parents cross, they help you to see people who only want from you? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. My mother has guided me every day since she passed away in 1986 in all different types of ways. Yeah. Steering me away from certain things and steering me towards other things. Courtney, can extreme grief block you from getting signs? Absolutely. Absolutely. Patricia, can a spirit physically touch you? Yes. And they're not doing it to be evil. If someone reports that, they probably have some psychological stuff going on. They're not doing it to be angry or evil. There's no evil spirits. There's only evil energy, if that makes sense. There's no soul that's evil. So yeah, so sometimes I'll be laying down to take a nap and I'll get a little poke on my arm, just a little poke, or on my leg, I'll get a little poke. They're just saying hello. I don't like it because I'm trying to take a nap. So, Violetta, my daughter has not visited me since her passing 40 days ago. Okay, she had in the past and like scent of roses and lime, very scented. It's not like a typical when we smell. I hope that was her. So, yes, that could be her for sure. 40 days is not that long, especially for losing a child. You probably minimum, if you were going to get a reading, 3 months minimum. Some mediums say wait 6 months. Now that is not because the spirit can't visit. Spirits, both my first two mediumship experiences were from spirits, people who passed that day. It's not that they can't visit before that time period. It's for you, so you can have some time away from the extreme grief of the loss. The waiting period is for the human. The spirits are fine. The waiting period is for you. So she's probably holding back so you can heal a little bit. Not that you will ever get over it completely. You never will, as we all, I mean, as it shouldn't, I don't think that's a surprise. You will always mourn that, just in a different way as time goes on. Christine, yes, can a spirit come through even if it has been 33 years after they have unalived themselves? Absolutely. And my mom died in 1986, so that's coming up on 40 years. And I had a reading with a wonderful medium, and she didn't unalive herself, but she didn't prevent herself from dying. It's a long story, but yes, spirits can come through as long as the human sitting in front of the medium can validate evidence. it could be 100 years. If you knew someone 100 years ago and you remember them and you can validate evidence, yes, they can still come through. No one who unalives themselves or passes violently or tragically, no one gets stuck, no one goes to hell. God would not punish, or spirit or the universe or the collective consciousness, however you define it, would not punish a soul that's suffering so much that they would do that. Anybody who's unaliving themselves is suffering and in pain, and there would be no punishment for that. Hi, Amber. You're welcome, Ruth. Carol, my daughter passed suddenly without any warning. She phoned me and sounded okay. Then 30 minutes later, she passed. Why? Did you not have an autopsy report? I would, or are you still waiting for it? I would guess it was probably an aneurysm, embolism, heart attack, something like that. Unless you already know. Let me know, Carol. Just write, you know, a little something if she had an autopsy or not. Oh, you're still waiting. Do spirits ever show you things that you don't necessarily want to see? Yes. Yes. I have experienced a lot of trauma in my childhood. And because that's in my database, when I do readings, I see trauma and bad things. However, I have been through a lot of therapy, a lot of counseling. I've been to grief counseling and group counseling and all different kinds. So I'm at a place where spirit knows they can show me just enough to convey the message. They don't have to show me, 10 minutes of some horrible tragedy. They can show me a flash and I can get the message and convey it with compassion. So it's really important to do that. Hi, Bill. So everybody who's here, don't forget, all my readings are only $50 for the month of June. I will have limited readings in July and August because I'll be traveling a lot for my other job. And they are 20 to 30-minute readings, almost always 30 minutes. And you will get a free recording. And it's peaceful, Nik, N-I-K, themedium.com. And you can always comment in here and ask me after. Melody, it sounds like although we might want to talk to a particular person, someone else might want to send a message. Yes, that's 100% correct. Yes. So I'll tell my clients, if the person you don't want, excuse me, I'm starting to get tired. If the person you want to talk to doesn't come through 15 minutes into the reading, it's okay to ask me to call them up, to dial them up. I've never had that happen. No one's ever stopped me mid-reading that I can remember offhand and said, hey, I want to talk to so-and-so, because usually they show up, usually. Violetta, you're welcome. Jacqueline, my son's life was taken in 2020. It was horrible. I would feel this coldness hugging me in bed. I would constantly cry. Is that normal? Yes, he's probably just coming by you to let you know that he's okay. He's okay. Know that your loved ones in spirit are always safe and at peace. Always safe and at peace. There's no harm. Thank you, Nikita. I appreciate that. Hi, Darla. Jane, to all the parents who've lost a child, it does get easier. I'm 25 years in, still feel the pain, but is easier to cope with. Yeah, Jane, I really didn't do a good job stating that earlier, did I? Thanks for clearing that up for me. Christine, you're welcome. Carol, you're waiting for the autopsy. Yeah, I would say it's something like that. Josephine, hello. Wendy, I would love to, but Eastern time versus Arizona time, not good. You would love to what? I must have missed something. Carol, is Michelle at peace? Yes, all of our loved ones are at peace. Jacqueline, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to grab a throat lozenge because I'm starting. When I can only go for a little bit of time on here before I start to get, you know, icky. Oh, thanks, Jane. Thanks. Cindy. My life has been such hell. I feel ganged up on. Let me tell you something, and you might not like this. Okay? Be prepared, Cindy. And being a person who experienced a lot of trauma and abuse as a child, me, I understand. However, through my mediumship training, I learned, and through reading books, read Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. We literally plan the struggles and pain we're going to go through. We plan, and you remember in English class back in like 8th grade, you'd write an outline, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then you had to write the paper based on your outline. That's sort of how we plan our life. We're going to have this kind of struggle, this kind of struggle. Now, some severe cases, we're not planning horrible things. We're planning challenges and things to overcome. Because without overcoming things, we don't grow our soul. So we have to be able to overcome challenges for our soul to grow closer to God, source, the collective consciousness, however you define it. I'm okay, Patricia. The older I get, the less I can talk for a long time. I was in classrooms for 20 years, so you'd think I'd be used to this, talking all day. Sally, my husband thought I died. Is that why he left too? I don't think I understand that question. Josephine, 6 brothers, do they want to tell you something? They keep showing me, I don't know if you know the movie Dances with Wolves. Stands with a fist, like the lady in that movie where she stood strong on her own 2 feet. They're making me feel like that's how you are. You can stand strong on your own 2 feet. Keep doing that. Yeah, Courtney, Michael Newton's books are amazing. Yeah, Nikita, yeah. I have it right over here, and I have the second one too. You're welcome, Debbie. Oh, good. Oh, good. Everybody's reading it. Yay, yay, yay. So exciting. So very exciting. Don't forget, $50 readings for the month of June. I'm going to keep my prices low for a little while. I do my readings via Zoom, or FaceTime if you have an iPhone. Felicia, I found out who my father was after he died. I think he knew he was my dad. Yeah, they usually do. Sally, he was in the hospital and his cousin said I was waiting for him to come home to our new house. He told me I was dead already and he died the next day. Was he having some neurological stuff? Patricia, I have disowned my sister plus her kids. Does my deceased parents know? Yes. Our loved ones in spirit know what's going on with us. They always know what's happening in our life. Yes, they do. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to try. Now, I am a little tired. I had a real busy week. I'm going to try to do a couple of mini readings, dial up mini readings. So I'm going to get my little notepad and draw my little stuff while I do it. So we plan our life. I planned a crappy childhood and lonely life. Yeah, I know. I planned a crappy childhood too. That's why I drowned when I was 6 months old. I feel like that was an exit point. Um, Thank you, Sally. Um, all right, Courtney, what's your son's first name? You want to try to come on screen? I feel like your name is familiar, Courtney. See if you can request to come on screen. Elijah. Can you request? Does it let you? Let's see. All right. Okay. Okay. Hold comments, please, while we get Courtney to pop on. It says adding. You know what? This happened when me and Kathy did a live like this. It keeps saying adding, but it doesn't add. I think it's because of the group. Because Kathy Behrens and I went live in here together, and it kept doing that. Let me type that in for you. Somebody asked my website. There. All right, Courtney. I don't know. I think it's because of the group. Let me try again. One more time. It says adding. And yeah, I don't think it lets us in the group. Darn it. I'm sorry, honey. All right, so but I still do the reading, okay? Elijah is giving an apology and taking responsibility. Just give me a yes or no if everybody could hold comments while I talk to Courtney. Hold comments, hold comments. It makes it a lot faster. I can do more readings if you hold comments. Courtney, let me know if you understand responsibility and apology. I prefer being on screen. I understand that. Okay, thank you. He says, I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry, Mom. Just adamantly, I'm so sorry, Mom. Now he's showing me what I think is a horse or a rocking horse. This could be a memory from the past, a significant memory. Let me know if you understand a horse or a rocking horse. It could also be on a, what are those things that go in a circle? Okay, that's okay. You might think of it later. It's not a Ferris wheel. What is that thing that goes in a circle? I can't remember the name of it. It stinks when you get older, you can't remember your words anymore. He wants to give you instructions. Are you, he's telling me to tell you to take, did he or you have younger kids? Carousel, thank you, Carrie. Merry-go-round. Oh, he's talking about kids, taking the kids somewhere. So I don't know if you have younger kids or he had kids. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm waiting for Courtney. You do. Did you have to take them somewhere recently? Are you taking them somewhere aside from school? Like, he's like, take the kids somewhere. So are you taking them somewhere? I just feel like he's making me, taking them. Okay, good. So just know this is his way of knowing what's going on in your life and coming around you. And remember, he's apologizing somewhere very important to our family. Are there any horses or carousels or rocking horses there? Because he keeps flashing that to me. And if not, you'll probably see one in a couple of days because he's like, take the kids. So that's great. This is your son's way of acknowledging he's still around. He's still seeing what's going on with the family. And okay, you might see one when you go wherever this place is. You might see a sign on the side of a restaurant or something with a rocking horse, or a horse might walk in down the road next to you. So look out for the horse or the rocking horse. And just know he's around. He loves you. Again, he's so sorry. He wants to apologize and take responsibility for his actions, Courtney. And I appreciate you letting me talk to Elijah. Okay. Thank you so very much. Okay. Let's get a first name and relationship. I'm going to try to do a couple more quick minis. Unfortunately, I can't bring you guys. You are very welcome, Courtney, and have fun on your trip. Okay, I'll wait till a few people comment first name and relationship, and Spirit will just stick one out to me. Darla Cobbler, I'm sorry, Darla Cobbler, Summerlin, Bobby Mom. Darla, okay, hold. Darla. And unfortunately, I can't bring you on screen. All right. Hold. Darla, let me know you're still there. All right, please hold comments. Hold. I'm still getting them. I'm trying to talk to Darla, but I can't do more readings if you guys don't hold comments. Thank you, Jane. Darla. Okay. Hi, Shirley. Darla. All right. So I'm getting a couple of images from who I think is your mom. She's showing me everybody hold on now. She's showing me it's one of two things. I'm hearing southern, but then I'm also seeing that lady from Grease, the movie with the big skirts. I don't know any of their names. So let me know if you understand either or both southern and the big skirts. It could have been her. You have a picture of her or a memory of her with those big skirts. And while we wait, okay, so you don't understand the southern either. Because I'm hearing Bobby Joe. Okay. All right. And because there's so many people on here, does anybody understand the southern mom and or the big skirt? Or the southern woman? Could be a grandma. I'll come back to you, Darla. Sometimes when there's Bobby Jean. Okay, so Bobby J. Okay. Okay, so a couple of people. All right, so let me get Darla. I'll come back, and if any of this applies to your mom, take it as a postcard. Okay. I hear a Southern accent with this mom, whoever it belongs to. Oh, Margaret has the Bobby Joe. Oh, okay. Okay, Margaret, does the Southern fit for you as well? And then she's saying in her Southern, whoever this woman is, okay, yes, perfect. She's talking about cornbread, and you have to put the corn in the cornbread, and it better be sweet cornbread, and you better put honey and butter on the top. And she's showing me that. So I don't know if this is a recipe you make, a recipe she made, a family recipe. She's big, she's talking about the cornbread. So let me know. Hi, Maureen. Margaret, my mom loved making cornbread. Okay, wonderful. Just know, perfect. Okay, so Marissa, so when this happens, when it's a couple of people, I believe I was with Margaret because Bobby Joe was the name, and the cornbread fit her perfectly as well. But if it fits you, just take it as a postcard and a wink from your loved ones in heaven to say, I'm here, I'm around, this is me. I want you to know your loved ones in spirit go on beyond this earthly realm. Our soul gets removed from our body, just automatically crosses right over in the most peaceful and wonderful bliss. All right, Darla, I'm going to come back to you, okay? And she's Bobby Jean. And now I'm hearing Darla, and if this is wrong again, I'm so sorry, but I'm hearing Michael Jackson's song singing the Billie Jean song. I know, Amber, but the group doesn't allow it. Well, we tried that earlier. When I've done this live before with Kathy Barron's, we tried it and it didn't work. And I tried it tonight a couple of times and it didn't work. I think it's a group setting. All right. So either hearing the song is either she liked music, she liked that artist, Michael Jackson, or she would sing around. It's one of those things. Me again, my daughter did a video and sent. Okay. Well, Margaret, Bobby Joe is really powerful. I played that song a lot, LOL. Okay. I just want to give Darla a message from her mother to let her know that she is safe and at peace. And she's telling me, she's showing me a hat. Do you have someone's, you play it? Okay, perfect. Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's a great point, Darla, that people don't understand when they get one-on-one readings. They sometimes think everything I'm talking about is about the person in spirit, and just like right before they passed away. The evidence I give can be for you, something you are doing that they are seeing from today or from 5 years ago. Or it can be for the loved one in spirit, either the day before they passed or 20 years before they passed. So thank you for saying that. She's also showing me a hat. So I don't know if you have a special hat, have a hat from her, something like that. But could it be Michael and she is using Jackson? I mean, either way, she had me write down Michael Jackson and I heard that song. Yeah. So we are getting impressions from spirit. So I'll explain it this way and let me know if you understand anything about a hat. This is because I've studied a lot of physics. And I believe that the spirit world's another dimension overlapping ours. And I watched a video about an astrophysicist explaining that. So let's say the spirit world's on the 10th floor of a building and we're on the 3rd floor of the building. We can only see their shadow, but they can see everything we're doing because they're way up there and our eyesight's not good enough to fully see everything. So we're just interpreting basically shadows that of impressions. So sometimes I misinterpret what I'm seeing. Sometimes I misinterpret what I'm hearing because I have life experience in my mind that I interpret it. Okay. So something might happen with a hat. You might find a hat, something, you might turn off this live and the first thing that pops up is an ad for a hat. Okay. Because she had me literally draw a hat. So just know that your mother is safe and at peace and she's around and watching over you and guiding you. And that's true for everyone. All of our loved ones are safe and at peace. All of our loved ones are guiding us. All of our loved ones want what's best for us. They put things in our path for us to notice. It could be a job opportunity. It could be a new house or apartment or living situation. It could be a new friend. If your spouse or partner passes away and 3 years later you meet someone new, sometimes they put them in your path because they know you deserve to be happy and you deserve love. So never think that if you lost a spouse or a partner that you should be alone forever. They don't want you to be alone necessarily. They would want you to have companionship. But my voice is going again. So just know that this live will stay on here. My website is Peaceful Nik, Nik the Medium.com. I'll type it in again. And all of my full readings are only $50. And you do get a free recording. And I will probably be live in another week or two. I have a big project starting next week, so it might be 2 weeks. Good. You're welcome. Well, I've been a teacher and an educator for 20 years. So explaining things is one of my favorites. And I want people to understand this, especially because my background's in science and I was very skeptical when I became a medium of myself. And it's important for people to understand how it works. Have a good night, Jane. And thank you everyone for joining. And my email is just peacefulnikthemedium@gmail.com, same spelling as my website. And you can also email me through my website. I hope to be live again in a week or two. Thank you guys so much. I do post in the group somewhat regularly, so feel free to interact with any of my posts. And I will send love and healing to all of you. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to everyone to do a reading, and have a wonderful, safe weekend. Good night.